Welcome back to the Quarterly Call. All content discussed here is for informational purposes and is not investment advice. Please consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions. All right, so today we're going to be looking at Meta, and we've got a ton of information here. We've got their Q3 earnings report, press release, the whole slide deck, even the transcripts from their earnings call and the Q&A with analysts afterwards. So we're really going deep on this one.
Yeah, we're not just skimming the surface here. I mean, if we really want to understand what's going on at Meta, we've got to go beyond just the headlines, really dig into all these different perspectives, see what's between the lines.
Yeah, because, anyone can read a headline, but it takes a little more work to, get those nuanced insights. That really separates someone who's just casually informed versus someone who's like truly in the know.
Exactly. And one thing that really jumps out from all this material is this idea of an AI inflection point. I mean, Zuckerberg himself said that. This is the most dynamic time he's seen in tech.
Okay, so everyone's talking about AI these days.
Right.
But what does that actually look like for Meta? Like, how's it actually showing up in their world?
Well, let's take their chatbot as an example, Meta AI. It's on track to hit something like 500 million monthly active users by the end of the year, which would make it the most used AI in the world.
Wow, 500 million. That's a lot of people. So it's got to be more than just your average chatbot then, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. If you dig into the analyst Q&A, you see that people are using it for a whole lot more than just asking simple questions.
Oh, really? Like what?
We're talking image generation, finding how-to guides, even exploring niche hobbies. It's really starting to look like Meta AI could actually challenge, even giants like Google, in how we search for information, how we interact with the world around us.
That's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it. And speaking of doing things differently, their approach to Llama is really interesting. That's their big language model. They're making it open source, which seems kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Why give away your secret sauce, right?
Right. You'd think they'd want to keep that all to themselves.
Yeah.
But when you connect it back to the bigger picture, it's actually a super smart move for efficiency. Every time someone out there improves Llama, makes it run better or cheaper, Meta benefits too.
So it's like they're crowdsourcing AI development.
Exactly. They're tapping into the collective brainpower of the entire developer community to optimize their AI.
Pretty clever. And this focus on efficiency isn't just with Llama either. It's showing up in how they're handling Threads too. Their Twitter competitor.
Hey, yes, Threads. They're currently sitting at almost 275 million monthly active users, adding over 1 million new signups every single day.
Wow, it's a lot of growth. So it sounds like Threads is doing really well.
Yeah.
But what's the end game here for Meta? Are they trying to make money from it yet?
Not really. Right now, their priority is growth and user experience, building a solid foundation before they start worrying about monetization. And what's interesting is the strongest new user growth is actually coming from the U.S., Taiwan, and Japan. Makes you wonder if Threads could be shaping global conversations in ways we haven't even realized yet.
That's a good point. Now, all this innovation doesn't come cheap, right? So let's talk about the financial side of things. How is all this AI spending impacting their bottom line?
Well, they're definitely spending big on infrastructure to power all this AI. They're projecting capital expenditures, which is basically money spent on equipment and buildings, to reach somewhere between $38 and $40 billion by the end of the year. And get this, they're predicting even more growth in 2025.
Hold on. They're spending billions, and they're expecting to spend even more next year.
It's a bold move for sure.
What's driving this aggressive investment?
Well, it seems pretty clear that they're convinced AI is the future, and they're willing to put their money where their mouth is. One little detail from the analyst Q&A that stood out to me is that Meta depreciates its servers over 5 years, which is shorter than most of its competitors.
So they're basically saying that their tech becomes outdated faster.
Exactly, and that they need to upgrade more often. Shows how committed they are to staying on the cutting edge, even if it costs them more upfront.
It's like they're playing the long game here.
Yeah, betting big on AI, even if it means taking a short-term hit financially.
Now, speaking of long-term bets, we got to talk about Reality Labs. Remember those Ray-Ban Meta glasses?
Oh, absolutely. Those are still selling like crazy, especially the new Clear Edition. Sold out almost instantly, and now they're reselling online for over $1,000.
$1,000 for smart glasses. That's a lot of money. So is this just a fad? Or does Meta see a bigger future for Reality Labs?
Well, it's not all sunshine and roses over there. The analysts on the call were grilling them about the fact that Reality Labs is still losing a ton of money, potentially over $20 billion in losses for 2024.
Ouch, $20 billion. It's a tough pill to swallow,
Yeah.
even for a company like Meta. So why are they doubling down on Reality Labs despite these massive losses?
That's where it gets really interesting. They see glasses as the perfect interface for an AI-powered future. Imagine having a device that can see what you see, hear what you hear, interact with the world around you, all powered by AI.
It's like having an AI assistant right there in your field of vision.
Exactly.
That's either incredibly cool or incredibly creepy, depending on how you look at it. But the big question is this a smart bet on the future? Or are the losses just too big to justify?
That's the billion-dollar question. What would you do if you were Meta's CEO?
That's a tough one. Give me a second to process all this.
We'll be back after a quick word from our sponsors to continue unpacking Meta's Q3 and what it all means for you. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so we're back. And before the break, we were talking about Reality Labs and those pretty massive losses. So are they just throwing good money after bad here?
Well, it's easy to look at those numbers and think that, but you got to remember, Meta's playing the long game. They're betting that glasses will become like the way we interact with technology,
Yeah.
especially as AI gets more and more advanced. So those Ray-Bans, they're not just a gimmick then. They're like a stepping stone to something much bigger.
Exactly. They're gathering data, seeing how people react to having tech literally in their field of vision. And those $1,000 resale prices, that tells you something. People are clearly interested in this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, imagine walking down the street and having information about everything around you. The buildings, the people, the businesses, all layered under your view.
Exactly. And it's not just about information. Imagine an AI assistant that can actually understand what you're seeing and hearing, anticipate your needs, need directions. It's already showing you the best route. See a restaurant that looks good. It's pulling up reviews and reservations before you even ask.
It's like having a personal AI concierge with you at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but glasses are just one piece of this puzzle. What about the metaverse? Didn't Meta release a new headset recently?
Yeah, they did. The Quest 3S, it's a more affordable version of their high-end Quest 3. They just announced it at their Connect event. Early reviews are looking pretty good. People are saying the visuals are better, and it's more comfortable to wear. Should be interesting to see how it does this holiday season, especially with that $300 price tag.
Yeah, the metaverse is definitely heating up. Apple's getting in on the action too now. But for Meta, it all comes back to AI, right?
Absolutely. Remember what Zuckerberg said? He called this the most dynamic era in tech. And he's not wrong. We're seeing an AI revolution happening right now. And Meta is right at the forefront.
It's kind of overwhelming when you think about the scale of what they're doing. From those massive investments in AI infrastructure to the decision to open source Llama, they're making some bold moves.
And it's not just talk. They're getting results. Their AI-powered feed and video recommendations are boosting user engagement. Advertisers are seeing better returns thanks to AI-powered tools, and Meta AI is quickly becoming the go-to AI assistant for millions of people.
So this Q3 report, it wasn't just about numbers. It was about painting a picture of the future, a future where AI is everywhere, from your newsfeed to the glasses you wear, to the way you interact with the world around you.
And that's just the beginning. As their AI tech keeps evolving, who knows what they'll come up with next?
It's a lot to take in, so let's try to break it down for our listeners. What are the key takeaways here? What should people be paying attention to?
Well, the first thing is, Meta's all-in bet on AI seems to be paying off, at least for now. They're seeing real benefits, more engagement, more ad revenue, new products and services.
But it's not just about the short term, right?
No, definitely not. They're setting the stage for a future where AI is woven into every aspect of our lives.
Which raises some pretty big questions. Like, how will this AI-powered future impact us? Our privacy, our relationships, our understanding of what it means to be human.
Those are questions we all need to be thinking about.
For sure. And speaking of things to think about, we need to talk more about Threads. It's growing like crazy, but what's its future?
Right. Will it stay a Twitter alternative? Or will it become something completely different? Maybe leverage AI to create a more personalized social experience?
It's hard to say for sure. But one thing's clear. Meta's not afraid to experiment. They're constantly innovating, looking for new ways to connect people and shape the future.
And that's really the story of Meta's Q3. Ambition, innovation, a relentless pursuit of what's next.
It's a story that's still being written.
Yeah, but it's one we'll definitely be following closely.
So we've spent this whole episode really digging into Meta's Q3. Everything from their AI strategy to their hardware bets, like those Ray-Bans and the new Quest headset.
It's been a wild ride, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. So as we wrap up here, What are the big takeaways? What's the big picture for our listeners?
Well, I think the biggest thing is Meta's changing, like really changing. They're going from a social media company to a company building the infrastructure for the next version of the internet.
Powered by AI.
Right, AI and all these immersive technologies.
It's a bold move, for sure, and one that comes with a lot of opportunities, but also a lot of risks.
Definitely. I mean, on the one hand, they've got the resources, the talent, the track record. They've shown they can beat things that billions of people use.
But on the other hand, they've got some serious competition. Google, Apple, Microsoft.
All investing heavily in the same areas.
Right.
And then you've got the regulatory stuff and all the ethical questions around these new technologies.
Yeah, they've got a lot to navigate.
For sure.
It's a high-stakes game.
But one that could have a huge impact on all of us.
I mean, think about it. If Meta's vision actually happens, we could be living in a world where AI is helping us with everything,
Yeah.
connecting with each other in virtual worlds. The lines between physical and digital,
Completely blurred.
it's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah. Exciting and maybe a little scary, too.
Definitely.
It's something we all need to be talking about. What kind of future do we want? What are the ethical lines we shouldn't cross? How do we make sure these advancements benefit everyone, not just a few?
Big questions, but important ones.
Yeah.
And questions we'll keep exploring here on the Quarterly Call. But for now, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Meta's Q3? Are you excited about this AI-powered future? Or are you a little worried?
Join the conversation.
Share your thoughts.
We're all in this together.
Thanks for listening to the Quarterly Call. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to rate and follow us. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.